Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Desert Dawn, and this is a new action crime thriller coming to you from director Marty Murray, and from writers Chad Law, Johnny Walters, and Art Camacho, and this film focuses on Luke Easton, played by Kellen Lutz, who is a new small-town sheriff, and his reluctant deputy, played by Cam Gigandet, who uncover lies and corruption with shady businessmen and the cartel while investigating a woman's murder. And over the course of just 89 minutes, this movie tries to tackle way too much. This is an overly convoluted crime thriller that's trying to balance so many different elements, so many different antagonists, so many bad people, and also throwing in twists and turns, and it just feels so overstuffed and overdone, and it's hard to really latch on emotionally and connect with it. There's one element of this young murdered woman that has a strong connection to our new sheriff Luke, and that's basically the emotional crux of it, but we don't really get to see it. We have to believe it based off of Kellen Lutz's performance. And unfortunately, there's a lot of things that I just don't buy based off of Kellen Lutz's performance. I think he would have been fine with just pretty standard action guy affair. He's a big dude, he's physical, and I think, give him a few one-liners and I think he could do it. Here, you have to buy into, this is a former alcoholic that has this background. You have this love story. You have all of these things that we have to really buy into to really get the tension and suspense a lot of this film. And it just isn't very believable. And it leaves you hanging there, just having to believe and take the movie's word for it when it tells you things instead of showing you things. And then you have his right-hand man who really doesn't want to be there with him and is very reluctant to be working with him because he's a loose cannon. I don't really buy that Kellen Lutz's character is a loose cannon. But you have Gigandet, who I've seen in a few action films, and I think does a really fine job. He has a lot of personality that he can bring to the table. He really fits into this straight to VOD action thriller and vibe, and throw him in there and it makes it a little bit more interesting. He's a lot less interesting in this film because he's supposed to be the straight-laced one. And I kind of feel like their roles should have been reversed because they don't really fit the roles very well. There's a few standout supporting turns from Mike Wolf, who's just a big dude and has just this presence about him. But so many of these characters are underdeveloped and are uninteresting, and the actors that portray this drug cartel leader, this guy and that guy, just don't have the personality to make them stand out with no material to work with. And overall then, this just feels like one big derivative flick that just doesn't have any substance to latch onto. And the action is not the most interesting or dynamic. It's just kind of pew pew pew, shoot shoot, and there's some moments done. It just leaves so much more to be desired, and this just kind of feels like it's going through the motions and doesn't deliver something that's gonna last with you. And even for action film fans like myself, it just doesn't have enough to really grab you and make this something that you would want to watch or want to watch again in the case of if you've checked this out. And there's just too much we've seen before and done so much better than this. This just feels very forgettable and very hollow. But those are my thoughts on Desert Dawn. Let me know what you think and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.